Well, let's get started. It's a very great pleasure to welcome you all here in Freiburg for yet another run of the European Galaxy Days. And I would like to start with a big thanks to the Freiburg Galaxy team, in particular to Armin, Björn, who made this conference actually possible. And of course, everyone else here in Freiburg who will make sure that this will be yet another successful event. My name is Hans-Rudolf Hotz. I'm sort of the old white man here in the group, and so I kind of like opening the parliament. Sort of the oldest has the opportunity to open the event. So, special welcome to the online participants. Although we don't have that many online people right now, but nevertheless, we try to make it as smooth as possible for the online participants. But we see, I mean, we don't have a professional setup, but we will try to do our best. So, just to be on the safe side, this is an event run in part by ELIXIR, in part by obviously the Galaxy project. So we do have a code of conduct. If there is any issues, please get involved with the responsible people. I'm actually not sure what's the current state with University of Freiburg, but they do have a code of conduct. I only found this Ordnung zur Sicherung der Rechtssicherheit in der Wissenschaft, which probably does not cover things which are covered by the code of conduct. Anyway, if there are any issues, please, there is a lot of information on these two websites, and do get in contact with relevant people. I would like to extend the thanks to ELIXIR, who made this possible by a very generous financial support. Of course, because one part of this event is actually the last event of the EOS Euroscience Gateway. Again, big financial support from that side. And of course, then be together with University of Freiburg, who is also putting in a big chunk of money. Please spread the words on all possible social medias, because these days you have to split our efforts over several resources, be this Mastodon, Blue Sky, LinkedIn, whatever. You can use the hashtag EGD2025, or you can sort of link with whatever other groups are on those social medias. For communications, this year we try to use Matrix in order not to set up yet another Slack channel. So please follow us on Matrix, either use Galaxy EU Announce, where you just get information, or when you want to interact, chat, please use the lobby. Ask Björn if you have trouble signing into Matrix. If you need a certificate of participation, please first make sure that you sign the form and let us know. Then you will get the PDF or the printed version, depending on what you need. I mentioned already, so only the talks are streamed, and we hope to do this in as good as possible, but bear with us when not every presentation goes smoothly. This is kind of the slide. I'm very proud of it, because this whole event started actually back in 2012, when we had sort of the first kind of similar event, when we were just met in Bern in Switzerland, and a very young Björn joined us at that time and gave an excellent presentation. Okay, as I already said, this event covers several events. One is the final meeting of the EOSC Euroscience Gateway project. We have the face-to-face meeting of our ELIXIR community and just sort of covering everything on the European Galaxy Days. In theory, we do have 103 participants. When I look around, probably not really reaching 100 people, but probably by tomorrow. You have to fill out how familiar you are with Galaxy. And I was really sort of happy to see 16 people said they don't know Galaxy. So this is really great. I hope you are here, or at least some of those 16 people are here. And I hope by the end of these 3 days, you know what Galaxy is. So this is, yeah, I don't know Galaxy. This is actually different to 2 years ago when there was only one person proud enough to sort of have the courage to say, I don't know Galaxy. So let me just very quickly introduce Galaxy. It's a project for data-intensive science for everyone. And this is really meant. So here in Galaxy, we try to provide services so that everybody can do data-intensive science. It's built on top of several components, and we will see most of them over the next 2 or 3 days. One of the very important points is that it does ensure reproducibility, so whatever you do can be repeated, can be understood by someone else. And this is really one of the great advantages of the Galaxy project. We have more than 20 years of development, and now I have to wear my special hat. This is the celebration hat. Although I was not at the conference, a good friend of mine brought one for me. So Galaxy is 20 years old. It all goes back to the very first publication now more than 20 years ago. Galaxy is successful. So we do have a lot. These are just the 3 main Galaxy servers, the one in the US, the one in Australia, the one here in Europe. And I have to keep fixing this slide. This is the slide from last year. Now we have, probably by tomorrow, we have more than 140,000 registered users here at the Galaxy server in Freiburg. So it's really amazing how much Galaxy is used. And these are just the three main servers. On top of that, all the other public servers, all the other private servers. So this really shows how much Galaxy is used. Galaxy is successful, but some of us have experienced this. There's still a lot of misconceptions going around the room that that Galaxy doesn't work, Galaxy doesn't scale, Galaxy is only for teaching or whatever. And we're really sort of happy that we finally managed to publish a publication about where we try to prove that common misconceptions about Galaxy are wrong. I really like this cartoon. Bernice, thank you very much for creating this cartoon. Bernice. Good. Yeah, so we hope this paper will actually help us to sort of clear these misconceptions, which unfortunately are still around. Galaxy is also a huge community. Starting with the training community, there's a lot of training material available for Galaxy. Many events are taking place. So just sort of a screenshot from the events page from last week. Here we have today, the European Galaxy Day, is obviously one of the events also in this list. This is a picture from the Galaxy Community Conference last year in Czech Republic. But on top of this, we also have a lot of regional communities. We have communities of practice, and we will have a special talk, introduction into all those communities right after this. Right, Marisa? So it is a huge community, and I can only stress how diverse, how open, and how friendly this community is. So, and a lot of these special interest groups or regional communities representatives are here this week. So we have several people who don't know Galaxy. We have a lot of people who are here for the very first time. So just sort of as a little bit of a warm-up, so that you know who is the person you can ask for a question if you have one. So and it's early in the morning, we need a little bit of exercise. So among us, who is a Galaxy admin? Who maintains a Galaxy server? Okay, just okay, just for this very first one here. Okay, so if you are interested in running a Galaxy server, you know, these are the people you can contact. Who is actually working on the code of Galaxy? Sort of the inner works of Galaxy. Yeah. Who is using Galaxy? I'm just using Galaxy. Not I. Perfect. Okay, now you know, raising hands is enough because there are many more. You know, who is actually part of ELIXIR? Yeah. If you have an important question about ELIXIR, this is the person to ask. Who knows, or at least have heard what EOS is? Very important. Although Galaxy originally came from the life science, who uses Galaxy or works with Galaxy outside of the life science? Perfect. This is great to see. Who does something with imaging? Okay, good. Who is interested or who has some connections to the Galaxy training network? Good. Who has already contributed training material? Good. Who is from Freiburg? Who, although not being from Freiburg, still sort of has enough expertise about the local cuisine.
So please stand up because this is important for your beer in the evening. So everyone from Freiburg or who knows good bars, please stand up. And the others, okay, if you are those persons, they will give you good beer or good food.
Yeah, talking about good food and beer in the evening, this actually brings us now to the schedule. And the important part of the schedule are these. You know, these are when we really sort of can interact. Coffee break, lunch break, coffee break in the afternoon, and then sort of trying to go in groups to a pub, have dinner, have beer, and so on. For the rest of the schedule, we do have one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, use the matrix channel to communicate about where you are, sort of, or if you're completely lost this evening. For the rest, we do have a schedule. We try to stick to that schedule, but we also want to be flexible. So if anything sort of goes longer than expected, well then, then it just goes longer. If somebody has a shorter presentation, then announce, that's also perfectly fine. We do have 2 birds of a feather session. Currently, we have for each 2 topics. This will be later this afternoon. Let me know if you also want to run an additional birds of a feather session, and then we try to organize the room location either this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon. Then on Friday, we kind of split. So the Euroscience Gateway people will have their farewell party or whatever. And the rest of us, we will have a CoFest hackathon. There's also a special sub-hackathon. For this, as the conference goes on, we will sort of organize this and put some sort of a schedule together for Friday. I don't know, Björn, you want to say something? No. Good. You got it.
Hi, hello everyone. It seems like I have time to talk more than one slide. So my name is Mihail Anton. I'm from the ELIXIR Hub, based just outside Cambridge in the UK. Yeah, so let's start to break down this slide. So for those of you who don't know about ELIXIR, I think the easiest way would be just to check out the website ELIXIR Europe Europe.org. Right. And in terms of ELIXIR, it's well, let me start with actually my mental model of ELIXIR. It's research infrastructure all the way down. So in a way, it is this intergovernmental organization focused on the data and life sciences, where we have a country as a node typically, and then that node has a lead institute and then member institutes. So in practice, when you think about ELIXIR, that is a network of over 240 institutes, which is a lot. And then you can imagine in terms of active people, I think we had over 800. In any case, the ELIXIR all hands meeting, which is about, I think, 400 people. Every year we have people who we have to who we can't take on for the all hands just because the seats fill up so quickly. So there's a lot of energy in this network. And that being said, in terms of the way ELIXIR operates, it is organized in 5 platforms. So that's data, interoperability, compute, tools, and training. And then around 20 or so communities. The number of communities has been changing and typically just growing, and focus groups. So one of these communities is Galaxy. So the ELIXIR Galaxy community, found information there is from the page, from the webpage of the community. Started off as a working group in 2015, and since then has seen a lot of engagement and across with other platforms and communities. And you see there a list of all the commissioned services that ELIXIR has funded, where Galaxy is mentioned. So this is, well, across a decade, but still, it shows that there's been a lot of engagement, and then also there's a diversity of topics there. And then in the upper right corner, there's a biohackathon logo that says Biohackathon Europe, which ELIXIR has been organizing since 2018, I believe. And at least so I've looked, done some stats. I think Galaxy has been a consistent presence there. And I think for the last 4 years, I think it's been at least 2 projects every year. So that just shows that the engagement, and also a pitch to participate in the event. This year we're all set, and there's we don't have more spaces for on-site participation, but look out for this next year. Also a good pitch, I guess, would be for the December then the biohackathon as well. For this meeting, as Hans-Rudolf has mentioned, ELIXIR is sponsoring the community face-to-face. So that is for the ELIXIR members. But this has been going on for then, I think, on a somewhat yearly basis for a good number of years. So it's one way that the community gets together. And I'd like to also take the opportunity to pitch. There's an open co-lead position. So if you're an ELIXIR member, please consider this. And yes, I think that's all that I have to say. Thank you.